This video on the subject of Ron Paul, and I really appreciate your method of arguing. I mean, it really is constructive, and I hope I reciprocate. But I'm a little tense from a lack of nicotine. But anyway, all right. Well, first things first, I guess. Look, I mean, Ron Paul. I guess it was yesterday. Whatever. See, I can't even think. He was on that show with Tim Russert, Meet the Press or whatever. So anyway, and yeah, I mean, he just sort of affirmed a couple of things I knew. I mean, yeah, he basically would not have voted for the Civil Rights Act. He would have not enforced it in the southern states. I mean, he is really states' rights in the worst sense of the meaning of that word. I can't say anything. I can't have anything but contempt. I mean, the guy insults Abraham Lincoln as a failure because he fought for the Emancipation Proclamation idea. And, Ron Paul's solution was, the North apparently should have kept paying the South in perpetuity to release their slaves. They should have bought the slaves out of their slavery. That was his big solution. It's just... there's a line here, and I'm just saying, you talking about, you think he's the most sincere man. Well, what I'm saying to you is I don't think there's any sincerity here at all. If we could hook this guy up to a polygraph test, we would hear him say the word nigger. We would hear him, he's a classist, he's an elitist, and that's his whole thing. Look, that's the whole design here. Like I said, he doesn't have any explanation for why the income tax is so abhorrent to him, much more abhorrent than cigarette taxes or tariffs or sales taxes. No, somehow an income tax is much more abhorrent. Why is that? Because he thinks rich people shouldn't be taxed progressively. And, that's just the creation of the monarchy. That's the consolidation of wealth. That's how you make it happen, is to give the rich advantage. And, I don't know. Like I said, this just creates legacy wealth. No inheritance tax. It's a guaranteed system. It's guaranteed to create monarchy, and that's the way he wants it. And that's what the southern states were about. It was about the rich whites owning people and controlling people. And what do you want me to say about that? How can I possibly? Is there anything I have to say? Let's go a step further on the whole Christian thing with this guy. There's another video I'll post a link to where he just denies the credibility of the theory of evolution. This guy isn't about enabling freedom. He's constructing his message. The states' rights thing just happens to work as a political message because a lot of suckers think that somehow they're going to be more free under state governments. And they're not going to be more free. Yeah, there's going to be diversity. Yes, states are going to vote for different things. So in some states you're going to have liberties that you're not going to have in other states. But ultimately that will just destroy this country. It's not only just going to destroy the country, it will go right back to the fucking Civil War. All right, the tensions will get that deep again because we will start segregating populations. States will compete with each other and they will manipulate each other if they're given the right to do that on all these different areas of human ethics. Every state's going to want the rich people in their state. You know the game that's going to be played. They're all going to want the corporations to be in their state. It'd be a grotesque competition that would destroy the rights of citizens and give all the rights to the money and the corporations. All right, so I don't know what else has to be said. Like I said, I contend if this guy is hooked up to a polygraph, he's going to do worse on it than any other candidate. So that's the number one thing. And the whole idea of the anti-war stuff, I don't know why you people think it's, Democrats, for the last 100 years have traditionally spent less on the military. It's not 100 years, let's say 50 years. I mean, the Republicans, the Reaganites, the rest of them, these are the people that want to waste all your money on the military. It's the Republican Party, and that's the party this guy's in. That's the party this guy supports. It's not the Democrats that have all this crap going on in the rest of the world. And like I said, there's a lot of Democrats that would support moving these troops out of all these foreign countries in some sort of rational manner. But it's not going to happen until there's the people let it happen. You know, the fact of the matter is even Democrats have to kiss the conservative ass. They have to kiss this. You know, I'm just saying, if you gave a polygraph test to all the Democrats running, I bet you wouldn't find one that would pass on the subject of their support for any part of the war. I don't think they support any of it at all. Okay, but they have to make it look like they're strong on defense, strong on terrorism. You know, they have to do the flag waving bullshit, because that's the only way they can get elected as a practical matter. So I'm just saying, if you put their lies against Ron Paul's lies, there's an obvious truth there. Okay, Ron Paul just doesn't give a shit about people, period. Okay, he doesn't. Not regular people. He loves the idea of monarchy. He wants to be king. He wants to be duke. He wants to own his plantation and be left the fuck alone. He wants to be able to control his world and his life, and he couldn't give a fucking shit about anybody else, especially a working person being exploited by rich motherfuckers. I mean, like I said, what part of his policy acknowledges the danger of consolidated wealth? What part of it? Where does he put any balance against the consolidation of legacy wealth? How does he stop Hearst from happening? There's not one bit of policy, not one bit of anything that stops inherited wealth. People who never worked for a living, never did anything in their entire life for another fucking human being, controlling the lives, other people's lives. What one policy, what one element of law, what one element of anything would do anything to prevent that? He has nothing. He is entirely focused on creating that circumstance, maintaining that circumstance. And like I said, to be opposed to the 1965 Civil Rights Act is just fucking insane.